Hello, everybody. My name is Viera-ramos, and today we'll be talking about lost media. But specifically, what kind of lost media? Transformers Edition. But let's get some brief explanation. What is lost media? So, lost media is a term for media that is no longer available to the public or has been completely lost or destroyed over time. Some reasons for this can include limited distribution of the original material, copyright disputes regarding its publication, the shutdown of the service through which it was originally hosted, or sometimes just an outright loss of all available copies. As a franchise made in 1984, covering just about every possible medium, much of it exclusive to different regions separated by linguistic barriers, it is inevitable that there is a staggering amount of lost Transformers media. Thus, the content in this page is hardly comprehensive, and there's almost certainly more beyond what's listed here. Actually, yeah. So let's talk about from the lost media to the recovered media. Let's start with films. There is the IMAX edition of Transformers 2007 features 2 minutes of additional footage. This footage has never been included in any home release. At the 2011 Transformers Hall of Fame ceremony, in lieu of any cartoon or movie footage to play as a music video for fan nominee Erector, a short mockumentary about Erector was played instead. Oh wait, that is him. This very tongue-in-cheek video gave a fictitious account of Erector's long history with the Transformers brand, with many people interviewed talking about how much the character meant to them, and how time and time again he had nearly made it into the next big piece of Transformers media, only to be cut out at the last second. In which none of it was true, of course. This short film has never seen the light of day since its original screening. However, a few pieces of concept art have surfaced online, including a Beast Wars themed director who transforms into a beaver. Okay. What about cartoons? Various dubs, like international dubs, of different Transformers cartoons have been partially lost. Let's see. The European French dubs of 16 episodes of the G1 cartoon have been lost, mainly in season 3. The Canadian French dubs of 33 episodes of the G1 cartoon have been lost, mainly in season 1. 3/4 of the French dubs of the Unicron trilogy have been lost. Around 20 episodes of Armada, 10 episodes of Energon and Cybertron have been released on DVD. According to several voice actors from the shows and to a few fans, all the episodes have been dubbed and broadcast at the time. Finding of 2 late episodes of Energon and Cybertron confirms that the series have been entirely dubbed. The Latin American Spanish dub of Transformers Cybertron episodes 28 and 52 are lost, with some clips with the dub have resurfaced over the years, but no full episodes. The Indonesian dubs of the last 5 episodes of Transformers Prime have been lost. The Indonesian dubs of the G1 cartoon have been completely lost. Only Starscream's Brigade episode can be found, and Primeval Dawn 2 was a 10-minute motion comic that debuted at Wizard World Chicago in 2002. While a short introductory animation exists, the full episode has never been published online or distributed in any other medium since. And now let's talk about video games. Battle for the AllSpark and its sequel, Battle for the AllSpark version 2, were browser-based browser-based multiplayer games that went offline sometime around 2009. No archives of their content remain. Hunt for the Decepticons was a series of browser games meant to tie into the eponymous 2010 subline as the Battle for the Allspark games. No archives of their content neither remained. Transformers Online 2012 was a Chinese MMORPG based on Transformers Prime that was shut down after just 6 months and is currently unplayable. Transformers Universe was another Prime-based online game similar to Online. The game spent 6 months in open beta before being permanently shut down in January 2015. Transformers Legends was a multiplayer card-based game for mobile devices that was shut down in October 2015 after almost 3 years of existence. There's also Transformers The Last Night VR Experience, was a VR developed for the HTC Vive, and which was only playable as a promotional tie-in to the movie in a select few theaters across the US. It hasn't been released to the public since. Transformers Online 2017 was an online team shooter based on G1 and the live-action movie series, which is, at the time, Bayverse. Developed for the Chinese market, the game spent around 2.5 years in open beta before being shut down in February 2020, leaving it fully unplayable. There's also, there's a promotional BotBots comic book was released exclusively to 40 South African influencers with children in 2009. Each comic was printed to feature the children of the influencer interacting with the BotBots at night in the mall. While some pages have been recovered by fans, so far no complete scans of it have been found. And now, there's also the online content. While many videos on Sector7.org, the main website for the Sector 7 ARG, have been reposted elsewhere, the website itself has been gone offline, or has since gone offline, and with it a large portion of its content. The landing page can still be accessed through the Wayback Machine, but only its first revealed password, Takara83, seems to work. In early 2007, in conjunction with their concerted efforts to organize the sprawling Japanese Generation 1 cartoon continuity, or G1 Japanese G1, Takara Tomy published a timeline on their main Transformers website that charted the full chronology of the Japanese G1 and Japanese Unicron Trilogy continuities. In the years since, however, this timeline had been removed from Takara's website, and all attempts to retrieve and archive its contents have been met with failure, due to said contents have been made using Adobe Flash software, which was discontinued in 2020, and the Flash files themselves being long gone. My Transformers Rescue Bots Adventure is an interactive multi-path adventure, which is kinda like Telltale, if you come think about it, that served as a tie-in with the Rescue Bots cartoon. It combined brand new original footage and dialogue with pre-existing footage recycled from the series itself, and allowed the viewer to engage with the story by choosing different options of actions for the characters to perform in both fire-themed and water-themed rescue missions. Each option would lead to a different YouTube video that continued the story, and each path taken. All of the videos for this adventure were originally uploaded to YouTube in August 2017. In the time between the end of the TV series and the start of its sequel, Rescue Bots Academy, however, the videos were all taken down at some point afterward. With Adventure, as of 2025, all that remains of this game are the aforementioned first video and its original announcement trailer. YTV released a browser game in 2006 to tie into Transformers Cybertron, named Cyber Planet Key Chase. It was only briefly available before being taken down sometime in 2017. The page where it would be played was saved on the Wayback Machine, but the files for the game itself were not. And now the audio. The Operation Combination Telephone audio adventures were brief recorded messages available to Japanese fans in 1992 and have not been subsequently been located. While the first 37 of the Kiss Players radio drama were collected and released on CD, episodes 38 to 51 have remained unavailable since their original broadcast from December 2006 to March of 2007. And now, commercials. The final thing about lost media and Transformers. It's been reported that the mini vehicle variants from Peruvian manufacturer Linsa got their own toy commercial, even featuring a jingle with lyrics that, according to one account, would be sung as something roughly translating to Transformers. They are not only what they seem to be, they are much more action. From the original Peruvian Spanish, footage of this commercial has never been found. See, that's all a lot of the lost media. Like, this ranges from a lot of things. The IMAX edition of Transformers 2007, the 2011 Hall of Fame ceremony, well, mainly the mockumentary of Erector, the international dubs of several Transformers series, from G1 to Prime to to Unicron Trilogy, all the way to Prime. Even video games like Universe, Online, Legends, Last Night VR Experience, Online 2017, Heavy Metal, and Battle of the Allspark. There's also online content, audio, and commercials. So now, let's read it. Now, there's also considered recovered Transformers media. Some used to be lost Transformers media, but has been since recovered or restored, often through extensive fan efforts. So let's start with cartoons. The fourth episode of the RID 2001 cartoon, or Robots in Disguise 2001 cartoon, Spy Changers to the Rescue, that was originally aired on American television on September 13, 2001, that is mere 2 days after 9/11, or the 9/11 terrorist attack, due to increased sensitivities brought about by said attack. The episode had to be temporarily removed from broadcast rotation after its initial airing, and re-edited to change the episode's subject from the potential energy danger of an energy generator exploding to said generator cracking open and releasing a corrosive gas instead. Additionally, certain themes of battle and panic from the original broadcast version were also removed for the later rebroadcast version. When the series released on DVD in the United Kingdom, it was the later rebroadcast edit of the episode that was included, while the original broadcast edit has never seen official release. for over a decade. The original edit of the episode was considered lost until a VHS recording of it was uploaded to YouTube on November 15th, 2013. Oh wait. Yeah, but for those who don't know, it's actually this episode that I'll show you the clip of.
Sorry, Optimus.
That's all right. One wrong blast to that plutonium energy generator, and this whole place could explode.
What? Sorry, Optimus.
If the plutonium generator inside gets damaged, the leaking zirconium gas could corrode our microcircuitry.
What?
So now that I've already showed you that, let's talk about the other thing, the other recovered media. Starting from episode 38, the Latin American Spanish dub of all Transformers Energon episodes was lost for several years. In November 2020, the Facebook page, Transformers The Golden Age, along with the group Transformers Eñe Posteo, launched a search to find the missing episodes. As a result, 7 were recovered. Later, between June 2021 and August 2022, the remaining episodes were recovered thanks to a broadcast of the series by Canal 9 in Nicaragua. A total of 16 animated shorts were produced during the first season of Transformers Animated, but only 14 of them were publicly released online. But the remaining 2, Logo and Starscream's Fantasy, were screened during BotCon 2009 and BotCon 2012, but otherwise never made available in any other formats. It wasn't until 2022 when, after a sudden surge of interest and fan requests, Marty Eisenberg allowed the 2 shorts to be published online unofficially. I knew it! Transformers are the best! And now let's talk about the video games. The Hoover Dam exterior level for the PC and home consoles version of 2007's Transformers the Game was long assumed to be lost until it was successfully data mined from the Wii version during 2018 in a state surprisingly not too far from completion. A more unfinished version of the level was also later discovered in the PS3 port. Transformers Battle Universe was rendered unplayable since 2009 as a result of the online service it relied on shutting down, but it was again restored into a playable state by fans in 2017. And now, let's talk about online content. 2007 marked a turning point in the Transformers brand with the release of the first live-action movie. With the sudden newfound interest in the brand, Takara Tomy created a website called World of the Transformers, which gave an overview of Transformers lore and its many different facets. However, much of this website's content was made using Adobe Flash software, and when the site closed down some years later, its contents were thought to be lost for good once Flash was discontinued in 2020. However, many of the site's original Flash files were actually retrievable via web archiving software, and so a recreation of its contents, complete with a full English translation, has been made and kept intact here. Which, let me see. So yes, that's now the found media. So this raises the question, where did I read the lost media thing in? It wasn't ChatGPT because I didn't need ChatGPT for that. All I needed was the TF Wiki because I wanted to read it more manually. So this is where I found a lot of lost media, and this is more like a jumping point if I want to make a lost media, more videos regarding lost media. So, this has been Kendrick Viera-Ramos. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.